And you are listening to a Jeffersonville basketball presentation as your Jeffersonville Red Devils take on the Providence Pioneers from Johnson Arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana. We get ready to set off here. We're getting the starting lineups introduced, and your Jeffersonville Red Devils need to rebound here. Last night, coming off of a 58-31 loss, 58-34 loss to Floyd Central. Rivalry game that just slipped away in the second half. Very unfortunate break for the Red Devils. Look to rebound here against an 8-3 Providence team here tonight. Your Red Devils get ready to set off as the starting lineups are introduced.
And now your starting lineup for the Jeff Red Devils. At guard, a 6'5 senior, number 1, Will Lovings-Watts. At the other guard, a 5'8 senior, number 2, Kobe Studemeyer. At guard, a 6'5 senior, number 11, Brandon Rager Moore. At forward, a 6'1 sophomore, number 13, Brenton Moore. At forward, a 6'3 junior, number 35, Monty McGee. Head coach Andrew Grants. Assistant coaches Keegan Clark, Michael Fitzgerald, Josh Lowry, Clark Miles, Kyle Manning-Smith, Blake Snodgrass, and Jordan Thompson. Today's officials, Chris Clark, Steve Poirier, and Dan Morgan.
Jeffersonville, as we get ready to set off from Johnson Arena, as your Jeffersonville Red Devils take on the Providence Pioneers. Before we get into the night, I'd like to mention that tonight's referees, Steve Poirier, Dan Morgan, and Chris Clark. Kicking off here from Johnson Arena is going to be Will Lovings-Watts, along with Grant Williams for the Pioneers. As Will does get it for the Red Devils, Kobe Studemeyer is going to start out this offensive game for Jeffersonville, who struggled yesterday in the second half. Did quite well in the first half, putting up 25 points, only putting up about 9 in the second. Over to Monty McGee, who's at the top of the key. He's going to lob it down to Brandon Rager Moore, unable to finish. Providence with the steal. Cade Carver's going to come up with that. He quickly sends it over to Casey Kalen. Back to Carver. Carver is going to find Beatty. Beatty, is he going to take it? No, he will not. He's going to go to Grant Williams. Monty McGee with the steal in the passing lane. Brandon Rager Moore, he's going to try to take it all the way, and he will barely miss just off the backboard. Monty McGee fights for that rebound, but comes up by Tyler Simmons for the Pioneers. Excellent hustle there from Providence. Need to get a score here if they want to get off to this hot start that they're always looking for. Casey Kalen controls it at the moment. He's going to get over to Max Beatty, finds Cade Carver. Carver, the primary point guard for this team, is standing at about 6 feet tall. He can do a lot down in the perimeter. He's going to get it over to Max Beatty. He's going to try to take it himself. Tries to draw a foul as well. Can't get it. Good way not to call that against Brandon Rager Moore. And he's going to end up getting the ball as well. Sends it over to his brother Brent from the mid-range. Banks it in. A phenomenal shot there from Brenton Moore from the assist from his brother Brandon Rager Moore. And Jeffersonville puts up the first points of the game. 2-0 Red Devils, 6:50 to go here in the first quarter. Cade Carver's the one to take it up for Providence. He's going to find Casey Kalen. He's going to get it to the corner to Max Beatty. Beatty's going to find Kalen once again. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to him. Looking for Cade Carver is the Pioneers, but instead it's going to be blocked by Will Lovings-Watts on the Casey Kalen three-point attempt. Watts is going to try to take it all the way. Will he get it a Euro step? Tries to get off the backboard, no good. Quickly rebounded by Brandon Rager Moore, almost for his first bucket. Rebounded back out once again, and Will Lovings-Watts ends up on the drawing the foul. And a crazy sequence there for the Red Devils. Just couldn't get it in. They had about 3 different opportunities to make that shot. So there goes Lovings-Watts shooting 2 at the line here, looking to get the Red Devils out to a quick 2-possession lead to the game. Lovings-Watts had a good first half yesterday and not so amazing second half. He had a few turnovers. He couldn't really finish down in the paint. He could do a lot, but that just wasn't hitting for him last night as he lines up for his first free throw. It is up, and it is good to make it a 3-0 Jeffersonville lead with 6:20 to go here in the first quarter as he heads back to the line, looking to make it a 2-possession lead for the Red Devils. They got off to a hot start yesterday on the offensive end. Didn't really do so well in the second half, as I mentioned previously, so we'll see if they can carry that momentum into here. Here goes Watts. It's up. It's good for the first 2-possession lead of the game. 4-0 Red Devils, 6:22 to go in the first quarter. Taking this up for Providence is going to be Max Beatty, picked up quickly by Razor Moore. The half-court press has been deadly for this Andrew Grant's coach defense for the Red Devils. Over to Cade Carver goes the Pioneers. He's looking to the top of the perimeter for Max Beatty. We'll see if he gets it there. He will. Is he going to take it? He will not. Picked up by Razor Moore. Heads it over to Grant Williams. Grant Williams back over to Carver. Providence can't really get anything going, but off the screen, that's Beatty. He's going to try to take it himself. Little bounce pass. And finished at the rim by Grant Williams. And it looked almost tipped there from Brandon Razor Moore, but it ended up falling anyway. 4-2 in favor of the Red Devils here with 5:42 to go here in the first quarter. Razor Moore's the one to end up with the ball for Jeffersonville. Over to Monty McGee. He's going to find Kobe Studemeyer, the point guard for this Red Devil team. He can shoot the lights out, and he's an excellent playmaker as well. Bounces it over to Brandon Razor Moore. He's going to find Brenton Moore. Is Brenton going to take it himself? He will try, but he is going to end up walking for the first Red Devil turnover of the game. 4-2 Red Devil still your score. 5:28 to go with the first quarter. Throwing it in for Providence. That's going to be Tyler Simmons. Quickly into Max Beatty. Attempted that shot earlier. Somehow got the assist for it to go in. I thought it was easily blocked, but ended up being wrong. Studemeyer quickly into the half-court defense. This is going over to Grant Williams for Providence. Finding Casey Kalen. He thought about it himself. Back over to Beatty. Beatty is going to find his man Williams. Williams puts it up. No good. Brenton Moore ends up with the rebound. He's going to get it to Monty McGee. Little spin move down in the post. No foul called. And now this Providence team is on a fast break, but they're not going to be able to get it up there. It's going to be thrown up to Tyler Simmons. He's going to bounce it down to Grant Williams. He's going to go over the back. He will not. Grant Williams, he's over to Beatty. Beatty for three. Just short for the Pioneers. Will Lovings-Watts fighting for that rebound. He ends up getting it for the Red Devils. He's looking to take it all the way. Will he pull this shot? He will. It's up. It is no good. Just needed a little bit more strength behind that. And then rebounded by Cade Carver and the Pioneers as they look to slow this down and set up this offense. Carver picked up quickly by Brenton Moore. He's going to go ahead and find Beatty. Beatty going to look back to Carter. He will not. He's going to get it over to Grant Williams. Williams going to send it over to Carter, picked up by Brenton Moore. Carver, he's going to find Tyler Simmons on the top of the perimeter. Back and forth between Carter. Carter's going to find Kalen. Carter still ends up with the ball. Over to Simmons. Back to Grant Williams. He's going to try to put it up. There's going to be a foul called against Monty McGee. They're going to wave off the shot. We'll see if they're going to send him to the line here, which they will not. So that's going to be Monty McGee's first foul of the game. He got into quick foul trouble last night. He got 3 fouls entering the halftime period. That did not work out well for the Red Devils as they ended up choking that first half lead that they had. But here are the Pioneers. Cade Carver's the one controlling the top of the perimeter, picked up by Brenton Moore. That's going to be quite the matchup that we've already seen so much of tonight. Down in the post is Grant Williams. He's going to take it himself. He won't. P.J. Douglas is checked in for the Red Devils. Falling out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Pioneers. P.J. Douglas checked in for Monty McGee. I'm sure Coach Andrew Grants does not want a repeat of what happened last night of so many fouls being called. Guarding this inbound is Razor Moore. Beatty for Providence is going to throw it in. He's going to get a nice little bounce pass to Casey Kalen. He's going to take it himself off the backboard. Couldn't get it. Will Lovings-Watts tried to use that side to get the rebound. Couldn't get it. Carver winds up with the ball for the Pioneers. He's going to find Tyler Simmons. He's going to get it over to Kalen. Kalen's going to try to take it himself. Razor Moore, excellent defense down in the post. Back over to Carter. Brenton's got that matchup. Well over to Tyler Simmons. He's going to try to take it. He will not. He's going to find Casey Kalen instead. Picked up by Brandon Razor Moore. Kalen with the shot. Kalen with the shot to go down. A beautiful floater there to tie it 4-all live from Johnson Arena with 3:25 to go here in the first quarter. Here's Brent Moore. He's picked up by Casey Kalen. He gets it over to Kobe Studemeyer off the screen. Thought he got that 3 to go. No good. P.J. Douglas tried to fight for that rebound. Couldn't end up with it. You love to see the fight from the freshman. Going to bring that for his entire 4 years here at Jeffersonville. Over to B.D. for Providence. Providence is then going to find Kalen down in the post. Will Lovings-Watts has got that matchup. He had quite a few blocks last night, 2 off the backboard as well. He's got the athleticism to pin those off the backboard as he so pleases. But Providence instead is looking to play a more perimeter-centric game. Back over to Tyler Simmons for the Pioneers. He's going to find Max Beatty. Here's Beatty. Thought about the 3. Instead, he's going to find Tyler Simmons at the top of the paint, top of the perimeter. Nobody's in the paint right now for Providence. They're going completely freelance on the top here. It's going to be Grant Williams. He's going to try to take himself again, and it is good off the backboard once again. That's his second straight basket of the game, and now the Pioneers are up 6-4. 2:24 to go in the first quarter. Kobe Studemeyer is the one to take it up for Jeffersonville. He crosses half court. He's going to find Brenton Moore. Brenton going to try to find Will. He will. Will Lovings-Watts. He's looking to take it in on Grant Williams. They're going to wave off the shot, and they're going to call a blocking foul. I believe that one was against Grant Williams. We'll hear the official call in a moment. That is who will be against. And checking in for Providence is Grant Siebold and Jaden Johnson. He's coming in for Max Beatty and Grant Williams, who just picked up his first foul. P.J. Douglas ends up with the ball. He's going to get it off to Brandon Razor Moore for Jeffersonville. He's going to try to put it up. Thought he got fouled. Nothing there. Over to P.J. Douglas. He's going to throw it to Brenton. Brenton wide open for the shot. It is good for the first three-pointer of the game in favor of Jeffersonville, 7-6. As Red Devils regain the lead with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Taking this up, just coming off the bench, is Jaden Johnson. Kobe Studemeyer with the high-pressure half-court defense. He's going to find Cade Carver. Is he going to try to take it himself? He will. No good. Excellent defense there from Brenton Moore. Instead, Jaden Johnson is going to end up with the rebound, and he's going to be the one to put it up and good. Razor Moore just ended up drawing the offensive foul. And it looks like Providence will be the one to gain this possession here. Here's Jaden Johnson. He's the one to take it up for the Pioneers. He's going to get it quickly back over to Tyler Simmons. Pioneers offense needs to be reset as they got the big man Grant Siebold down there on the freshman P.J. Douglas. Cade Carver's on the top of the perimeter. He's going to find his man Tyler Simmons. He's going to try to take it himself. Great defense by Isaiah Florence, but he just got beat off that dribble from Simmons, who gets the bucket. And here comes Will Lovings-Watts trying to take it all the way himself, and a phenomenal finish by Will Lovings-Watts in the and one opportunity. He had quite a few of those last night, and he's looking to finish them tonight as well. Excellent run there by Will Lovings-Watts, who took it himself all the way up the court and is looking to cut this Red Devil deficit and tie the game as he goes to the line for his first and one opportunity. Checking in for the Pioneers is Quentin Hess. He's coming in for Cade Carver, who's getting his first rest of the game. Lovings-Watts had quite a few and one opportunities last night. He got one to go down, a few others that just unfortunately missed off the back iron. So we'll see if he can convert his first to begin this game. He lines up from the line. He is going to line up and put it up, and it is down for a 10-all tie between the Pioneers and the Red Devils as the Pioneers gain possession with a minute to go here in the first quarter. Taking it up to the Pioneers, that's going to be Tyler Simmons. He's gotten little rest this game, only in between the timeouts. Grant Siebold gets tied up there for the Pioneers. It's going to stay with Providence, so they're going to get this ball 10-all, 52.1 to go here into the first quarter. Casey Kalin's going to be the one to throw it in here for the Pioneers. He's going to get it to Tyler Simmons. He's going to find Jaden Johnson. Will Lovings-Watts to take on two at one, but as they get ready into their real half-court defensive set, Pioneers get it down in the paint. This one was up, and then it was good off the backboard from Casey Kalin. Amazing finish there by the Pioneer guard. Kobe Studemeyer is going to be the one to take it up for the Red Devils. Unsurprisingly, he's picked up by Quentin Hess, getting his first minutes off the bench. Down to P.J. Douglas, the freshman, gets it over back to Will Lovings-Watts. Back to P.J. Douglas, just couldn't get it there, unfortunately. Let's see what the call is here. It's going to stay down with the Red Devils. The Pioneer crowd certainly thought that was going to go the other way. But lo and behold, this Red Devils team regains the ball. 12-10 Pioneers is your score. Isaiah Florence gets the ball. A beautiful mid-range shot. It is up, and it is good. Picture-perfect find and picture-perfect shot there from Isaiah Florence. Credit Brandon Razor Moore with that assist and finding his man wide open off the screen. Taking it up is Tyler Simmons for the Pioneers. Being quickly double-teamed. This Red Devil team is double-teaming anybody that comes in. This shot is up, and this shot is good from Tyler Simmons for the end of the first quarter. We saw that quite a bit last night as the Floyd Central Highlanders would hit shot after shot to end each quarter. And your score at the end of the first quarter, 15-12 in favor of the Pioneers. And if you're just now joining live from Johnson Arena, I'm Blake Beams, and you're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville as your Jeffersonville Red Devils take on the Providence Pioneers. Your Red Devils are currently up 15-12 entering the second quarter. Pretty closely contested game so far. The Red Devils got out to a 4-0 lead to begin the game. Was quickly tied up by the Pioneers, and then it was kind of just back and forth ever since then. I do believe Jeffersonville's kind of held the advantage, especially when you see what they've been doing on the offensive end. Defense, on the other hand, hasn't been amazing. Providence has been able to find their way down low, especially. I thought they were going to be a lot more perimeter-centric this game, but no. They've been finding their man down low, taking on the big men in Will Lovings-Watts, Brandon Razor-Moore, Brenton Moore, whoever you see down there. And then they've just been capitalizing off those wide open opportunities, especially using that backboard, which is fundamental and perfect if you want to beat a team like this Red Devil squad. Entering the second quarter here, your Red Devils lineup is looking like Brenton Moore, Kobe Studemeyer, Will Lovings-Watts, the freshman P.J. Douglas, and Isaiah Florence. And for the Pioneers, that's going to be Tyler Simmons, Casey Kalin, Quinn Hess, Grant Seabold, and Jaden Johnson. So on the stand is going to be Brenton Moore. He's going to get it into Will Lovings-Watts as this Red Devil second quarter gets ready to set off here on WJHI. Will Lovings-Watts is going to cross half court, quickly picked up by Tyler Simmons. Going to get over to Watts. It's going to roll out of bounds. Going to stay with Jeffersonville. Pioneers thought it was off of the Red Devils, but Isaiah Florence is going to be the one to throw it in for Jeffersonville. Now that you're on the other side of the court, this defense is a lot more heavy, but they get it into Will Lovings-Watts just fine. Is he looking for P.J. Douglas in the post? No, he's going to get it over to Florence, and Florence just fumbles the ball off of excellent defense there from Jaden Johnson and the Pioneers. That's going to be a turnover for the Red Devils. So they couldn't capitalize off of getting the first offensive possession of the quarter. 15-12 Pioneers, your score with 7:41 to go here. And the first quarter as Michael Cooper gets set to check in for Jeffersonville, another freshman, very freshman-heavy class this varsity Jeffersonville team is. Providence's Tyler Simmons controlling the ball here. He's going to go in and find his man, Jaden Johnson. He's going to get down in the paint to Quentin Hess. Is he going to take it himself? He's going to try off the backboard. Couldn't utilize it that time. And Isaiah Florence breaks up the rebound that was going to be held by Casey Kalin. And here comes the Red Devils on a fast break opportunity. Brenton Moore, he's going to find Kobe Studemeyer. Studemeyer tries to get it off the bank. No good. Great rebound there by Tyler Simmons for the Pioneers. He's going to go over to his man, Quentin Hess. Look down in the paint for Jaden Johnson. Couldn't find anything. Back over to Tyler Simmons. Tyler Simmons, he's going to find Casey Kalin. Kalen's going to go over to Jaden Johnson. He's going to find his man wide open. That was Quentin Hess. No good. Rebounded by Will Lovings-Watts for the Red Devils on the fast break. Here comes Jeffersonville. Will he get picked off? He will not. And it barely rolls in, but an excellent finish there by Will Lovings-Watts for his second basket of the game. 15-14 Providence Pioneers is now your score. 6:42 to go here in the second quarter. Controlling for Providence is going to be Tyler Simmons, who's gotten little rest time to begin this game. He's going to be fouled by Kobe Studemeyer, and he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. I believe it's going to be Studemeyer's first of the game. It's going to be the team's second of the quarter. Checking in for the Red Devils as Michael Cooper, as Tyler Simmons for Providence lines this up. It's going to go up, and it's going to be good from the charity stripe. Checking in for Isaiah Florence is going to be Michael Cooper, and checking in for P.J. Douglas is going to be Monty McGee. Your score, 16-14 Pioneers, as they get set, take the second free throw and get a 3-point advantage. At the line is Tyler Simmons. He got his first one to go. He lines up. The second one is up. It is good. Make that 17-14 favor of Providence. 6:34 to go in the second quarter. The Red Devils advance this ball down court. They like to thrive in the fast break. They're not going to get one here. But here's Kobe Studemeyer. He's going to be the one to take it up. Quickly dumps it off to Will Lovings-Watts. And this Red Devil offense is going to get going with the freshman Michael Cooper in. Cooper quickly dumps it off to Brenton Moore. Brenton Moore is going to find Kobe Studemeyer. They thought there was a walk there, but nothing called. Studemeyer was picked up by Quinn Hess, but instead there's going to be a timeout called by head coach Andrew Grant in Jeffersonville. Your score is 17-14 with 6:15 to go in the second quarter. And if you're just now joining, you're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Blake Bean, live from Johnson Arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana, as your Jeffersonville Red Devil boys basketball team takes on the Providence Pioneers of Clarksville, Indiana. Both teams have gotten off to a pretty hot start. Providence especially has been able to finish very well down low. Jeffersonville has been a lot more of a mid-range game. They've also finished, especially on the fast break. Will Lovings-Watts has been excellent when they've been pushing the pace. But with you got 14 and about give him 10 minutes of play. So you're scoring decent. You put 25 up in the first half last night against Floyd Central, and that came back. It kind of came back to beat you in the butt, as you know, that you ended up losing by quite the deficit. Over 20 points last night. Jeffersonville's got to keep this first half momentum up. Hopefully even takes the lead into halftime, but we'll see, as it's only a one-possession game. They're down 3, 17-14 Providence. Your score, we get set for action. Brenton Moore for Jeffersonville is going to be the one to throw it in. Out there for the Red Devils is going to be Brenton Moore, Kobe Studemeyer, Monty McGee, Michael Cooper, and Will Lovings-Watts. Studemeyer crosses the logo at half court. Looks like he's looking for that mismatch of Monty McGee down there on Grant Williams. Williams is a ferocious defender, however, and he will fight down in the paint so he can keep you from scoring in the bucket. Over to Brenton Moore, staying in the perimeter. Kobe Studemeyer, he thought about the three. He's going to find Will Lovings-Watts instead, the Drake commit. Excellent player for this Red Devils team. He's going to go over to Brenton Moore, back over to Kobe Studemeyer. Studemeyer gets Michael Cooper on top of the perimeter. It looks like there was a defensive foul maybe on Providence. It's going to be Quentin Hess. His first personal. Jeffersonville gets a chance to reset this offense. 5:45 to go here in the second quarter. Your score is 17-14. Brenton Moore's going to throw it in for the Red Devils. Gets over to Kobe Studemeyer. Studemeyer quickly over to Will Lovings-Watts. A step back mid-range. It is good. Picture perfect shot there from Will Lovings-Watts. And what else could you expect from the Drake commit, the superstar Jeffersonville has in their lineup? Your score is now 17-16 in favor of Providence with 5:30 to go in the second quarter. Taking it up, it's going to be Grant Williams. He looked to find Cade Carver. He's going to get it to him. Carver, he's going to get over to Jaden Johnson for Providence. Providence quickly back over to Beatty, who led this Providence team in scoring in that first quarter. Finds Cade Carver. He's picked up by Brenton Moore at the logo. Cade Carver tried to get a cut off that bounce pass, but instead he's going to get it to Grant Williams. He's going to try to put it himself, and blocked off the backboard goes Will Lovings-Watts, and that's what we saw all night last night. And Kobe Studemeyer off the fast break takes it himself. No good, and blocked off the backboard by a Pioneer as they regain possession on this fast break. Quite the few sequences for both two teams as we got here. And Will Lovings-Watts with the steal. Here comes the Red Devils on a fast break. And they're going to say Jaden Johnson's feet were not set for the Pioneers, and he gets called for a blocking foul. Will Lovings-Watts was going down at full force, ends up crashing into him, but feet were not set, leading into that Pioneer foul. And checking in for the Red Devils is Brandon Razor Moore. He's coming in for Will Lovings-Watts, getting his first rest of the game. And coming in for Jaden Johnson and the Pioneers is going to end up being Tyler Simmons. Looks like Brenton Moore is going to be the one to throw it in for Jeffersonville. 4:49 to go here in the first half. 17-16 Pioneers is your score from Johnson Arena. Here's Michael Cooper. He thought about the three. He's going to take it as well. It's good. The excellent shot from the freshman. He has been an excellent player on the junior varsity team, and he's shown why he can be an excellent player on this varsity team as well. He's going to have a great career here at Jeffersonville, and taking up for the Pioneers is going to be Quentin Hess. He's going to get it over. It's going to be Max Beatty. Beatty over to Carter. Carver's going to find Tyler Simmons, picked up by Michael Cooper. Down there to Quentin Hess. He's picked up by Brendan Razor Moore. Hess going to put it up. Excellent defense there from Razor Moore. Here's Michael Cooper on the fast break over to Brenton Moore. Here's Monty McGee. He gets heavily fouled, and a very high IQ play to not put that shot up there, as that would have went flying. Fortunately, couldn't end up with the and one, but he is going to go to the line and get 2 free throws to give this, hopefully give this Red Devil team one of their first leads since the first quarter. It's already the Pioneers' 6th foul. Here's Monty McGee. He's lining up. This first one is up. This first one is good. Left-handed shooter advances this lead to 2 points. 19-17 is your score. Coming in for the Pioneers is going to be Casey Kalin. He's coming in for Quentin Hess. Here's McGee lining up for his second free throw opportunity. It is up, and it is just a little too strong off the back iron. So your score 19-17 Red Devils, 4:15 to go in the first half. It's Cade Carver and the Pioneers that look to score and cut this to a tie, or maybe even gain the lead. Excellent defense there by Michael Cooper at the half-court press. Cade Carver does end up with it for the Pioneers, however. Over to Max Beatty. Beatty guarded heavily by Razor Moore. Beatty, is he going to try to take it on Moore? He will not. He is going to find Carver instead. Carver's going to find his man Tyler Simmons on top of the perimeter. Down to Casey Kalin. They're going to call a foul. I believe that one's going to be against Brenton Moore, which it will. That's his first personal foul. It's going to be in here. Max Beatty ends up with it in the corner for Pioneers. Over to Carver, back to Beatty. He thought about the shot. Nothing came of that. And then another foul on Monty McGee. Questionable call there as Grant Williams draws the foul. It's a second personal. And here comes Will Lovings-Watts and P.J. Douglas. He's going to come in for Brenton Moore and Monty McGee, as there was a little bit of confusion there on the sideline. Here comes the Pioneers trying to put this one up once again. This is Tyler Simmons. He's going to bounce it out to Carver. Carver's going to find his man Grant Williams, picked up by P.J. Douglas. Williams thought about taking it, but instead he gets it to Beatty. Here's Carver in the corner. This is Casey Kaling. He's going to take it himself, and he just couldn't get it. And Will Lovings-Watts ends up on the fast break. Is he going to try to take it himself? He will. And an amazing block there by Grant Williams, and a tough fall as well. Fell to the back of the bleachers, but he is fine, and he is up quite quickly. That is without a doubt going to be a foul called against the Pioneers. Just sloppy motion there from both sides, as Razor Moore is going to be the one to throw it in for the Red Devils. He's going to bounce it into Will Lovings-Watts, who's quickly doubled. They've done their research. He's going to do a step back mid-range. It is good. What a phenomenal shot there from Will Lovings-Watts. And ladies and gentlemen at home, I sure hope you saw that, because that was an amazing shot there, an amazing way to create space there from Will Lovings-Watts as he advances the lead 21-17 for Jeffersonville. Here is Carver for the Pioneers. He's going to find Max Beatty. Beatty, he is going to get it back over. Here's Will Lovings-Watts on the seal. He's going to slam this home, and it is up and no good. He missed the dunk, but Kobe Studemeyer gets the ball back out to Brandon Razor Moore's hands. He's going to put it up for the mid-range. No good. P.J. Douglas, the freshman, on the offensive rebound, and he finally gets it up and good for the Red Devils off the backboard. And great way by the Red Devils to stay focused and stay intact after that missed dunk from Watts to get a point eventually up on the board and advance this lead to 6. 23-17, Red Devils live from Johnson Arena with 2:50 to go on 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. But at home, if you are listening on the radio, whether you're watching on WJHI, the Red Devil Network YouTube channel, what a sequence you just saw there. The Red Devils got a steal, and we thought for sure Will Lovings-Watts would convert the wide open dunk, but just too strong. You know, sometimes you got it too light, sometimes you can't get high enough. That time it was just too strong of a slam to even go down. Came out of the goal, rebounded back and forth, eventually got into the hands of the freshman P.J. Douglas, who finally put it up and good for the Red Devils, which advanced this to well into a 2-possession game. They are up 6 with the lineup remaining the same. Michael Cooper, the freshman, showing out. He's 1 for 1 with a 3, and he's still out here getting some of his first major varsity minutes. He's played some before this season, but he couldn't quite stay on the floor. He's certainly done that here. So with 2:50 to go in the second quarter, 23-17, favor Jeffersonville is your score. Providence with the ball, and here comes Tyler Simmons. He's going to find Beatty. Back over to Simmons. Simmons going to go over to Carver. Carver's going to find Simmons, and Will Lovings-Watts is going to end up fouling Simmons, but for half court. Providence is going to have to throw it in from out of bounds. So on this end is Tyler Simmons, heavily guarded by Michael Cooper. Cade Carver's going to end up with this ball, as here comes this Providence offense set down in the post. Back over to Max Beatty. Beatty's going to try to get this over. He will to Casey Kaling. Kaling's going to find his man Tyler Simmons, picked up by Michael Cooper. Here's Casey Kaling. Kaling's going to find Carver. Carver's going to get over to Beatty. Leading scorer for this Providence team so far tonight. Grant Williams is looking to come for that crown, however. Over to Cade Carver. He's going to get over to Grant Williams. He thought about the 3, thought about it again, but P.J. Douglas' defense too well executed. Back over to Casey Kaling. He tried to take it himself. Will Lovings-Watts has got that pick up, and then there was a travel there that time by Casey Kaling. Excellent defense there by Will Lovings-Watts, who is having quite the game so far. 2:07 to go in the second quarter, 23-17. Jeffersonville is your score, as Will Lovings-Watts is going to be the one to throw it in for your Red Devils. He's going to get into Kobe Studemeyer, who has gotten 0 rest time in this game. He is certainly the Iron Man for this Jeffersonville team. As this clock ticks under 2 minutes, Studemeyer standing at the logo. He's picked up by Carver. Back over to Michael Cooper. Cooper, is he going to find Watts? He will. Watts thought about the 3, nothing there. Get it down to P.J. Douglas, and just too strong there. Just unfortunately rims out for P.J. Douglas. A great find by Watts, and a great shot by Douglas. Just couldn't get it to fall. Over to Beatty. Beatty's going to find Williams. Williams goes back to Carver. Carver was looking for Kaling. Nothing came up there. He's just fighting off screens. Watts is fighting through him. Kaling quickly picked up by Kobe Studemeyer. An excellent zone here by head coach Andrew Grant and the Red Devils. This shot is up and no good from Casey Kaling. Had to force that up as the Red Devils defense is too suffocating. Rebounded by Tyler Simmons and the Pioneers. Who's he going to find? He's going to find Max Beatty. thought about the three, nothing there. Glanced up at the rim. Finds Kalen. He's going to find his man. Over to Simmons, over to Carver, back over to Beatty. Beatty's going to find Tyler Simmons. Simmons, he can find Kalen, who puts up the three. It's good in the face of Brandon Razor Moore. Excellent defense there, but the shot just ended up falling for the Pioneers. It's 23-20. The Red Devils lead. 52 to go here in the second quarter. And here's Michael Cooper, the freshman for the Red Devils, as Brent Moore gets set to check in. Here's Kobe Studemeyer. He's getting quickly doubled. This zone the Pioneers are running is quite suffocating. He's getting it to Watts. Watts puts up the three. It's good. Will Lovings-Watts is feeling himself, ladies and gentlemen, as they get those 3 points right back to the Red Devils as they're up 26-20 with 30 seconds to go in the half. Max Beatty heavily pressed by Brendan Razor Moore. He eventually gets it over, but Will Lovings-Watts quickly there to pick up on Casey Kalen, who finds Carver, and they will certainly hold on for the last shot of the half. Here is Cade Carver. He's picked up by Kobe Studemeyer. He's going to get it over to Grant Williams. Grant Williams picked up by P.J. Douglas. He's finding Casey Kalen. Back over to Cade Carver. Off the screen, here comes Tyler Simmons. He's going to take it himself. He will. Will Lovings-Watts with the block. With 0.8 seconds left on the clock for the first half, Will Lovings-Watts swats it away from the hands of Tyler Simmons. And the Providence Pioneers get a shot with 0.8 seconds to go. We'll see if they get something off here. This is up, and it is no shot. P.J. Douglas, excellent defense to make sure that stays. An excellent closing sequence there by Will Lovings-Watts to make sure no goal is in for the Providence Pioneers. And your score at the end of the half, 26-20 Red Devils. And you, if you're just now joining, listening to 98.5 WJHI-LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I'm Blake Beams on the call. Your Jeffersonville Red Devils will lead the Providence Pioneers 26-20 live from Johnson Arena. Make sure you guys stay tuned as we have a special interview with two Jeffersonville, U of L, and MLB greats as Drew Ellis and Drew Campbell join me in a live interview from Johnson Arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the floor as we honor and recognize three former Red Devils that are currently playing in the major leagues. Our first senior could not be with us today. From the class of 2018, he played at IU, drafted by the Miami Marlins, the 209th pick in the 7th round. He couldn't be with us tonight, as he's reporting early to spring training. Gabe Bierman. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Drew Campbell, Jeff class of 2016. At Jeff, Drew was a 4-year letter winner, an All-State senior, Southern Indiana Player of the Year by Courier Journal. And as a senior at Jeff, he had 8 homers, 27 RBIs, 30 runs scored. At the University of Louisville, he had a .309 batting average, was the first U of L player named to the All-College World Series team when he went 6 for 13 with 3 runs batted in the 2019 Major League Draft. Drew was selected in the 23rd round by the Atlanta Braves. He's a member of the Rome Braves, the high A affiliate of the Atlanta Braves. In 2021, Drew played 14 games due to injuries and averaged a .288 with 17 hits, including 5 doubles, 1 triple, 4 homers, and 13 RBIs. Let's welcome back Drew Campbell. And now we recognize Drew Ellis, the Jeff class of 2014. We're going to go way back on Drew Ellis. He played in the 2008 Little League World Series. He pitched 2 of 3 games, had 18 strikeouts and a no-hitter. We won't mention the loss to Hagerstown. Drew had a storied high school career as a 4-letter winner in basketball and baseball, earning honorable mention, all-state honors 3 times in baseball and twice in basketball. He committed to U of L as a sophomore and played 2 seasons with the Cardinals. In 2017, he was named a semifinalist for both the Dick Hauser Trophy and the Golden Spikes Award, and he earned an ACC Baseball Scholarship Athlete of the Year. In 2017, the Major League Draft, the Arizona Diamondbacks selected Drew with the 44th overall pick in the 2nd round. In 2021, Drew led the AAA minors with a 1.014 on-base plus slugging average with the Reno Aces. He made his major league debut with the Arizona Diamondbacks on July 30th, 2021. And then on August 14th, 2021, Drew hit his first major league home run for the Diamondbacks. It was a 403-foot 3-1 towering fly against the Padres' Joe the Moose Musgrave. Bring on spring training and let's welcome back Drew Ellis. Congratulations to our former athletes and Jeffersonville coach Derek Ellis, who mentored these major leaguers. Great pride is alive and well in Jeffersonville. Go Red Devils.
Joined with, to my left, Drew Campbell, and to my right, Drew Ellis. Thank you for joining us here on WJHI. You know, 2 Jeffersonville and really Louisville greats as well. Thank you both for joining me tonight. How are you guys enjoying the game?
It's good, man. It's a nail biter so far. We're looking forward to the second half.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, having a great time. Seeing guys out on this court again is awesome.
Yeah, I know. It seems like forever ago you guys were here, especially you, Drew, and you know, all the way back then. As they mentioned, you played in Little League World Series. You played, you know, at U of L. You played here as well. There's just so much history between you guys and all Southern Indiana and Louisville as well. But as we get in here, I just got a few questions for both y'all, and we're just going to get this rolling. Is that fine with y'all?
Yeah, man.
Yep, absolutely.
Alrighty, first, how have you adjusted to the MLB big city lifestyle? You know, come from Jeffersonville and Louisville. You know, you moved up to Atlanta, you over to Arizona. That's a big change.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's cool. It's the cities are really awesome. You play against, you know, some of the best players in the world. So it's super. You know, I'm super grateful for the opportunity to be able to play, you know, Major League Baseball. And so going to city, it's cool to see all, you know, the differences in each city.
Oh, yeah. I mean, traveling is probably one of my favorite parts. I mean, I get to go places I never got to go as a kid. And, you know, like he said, you play against some of the best guys in the world. And, I mean, you get to see where you stack up against those guys.
Yeah, and isn't it, like, amazing to feel like you are part of that group of some of the best players in the world? I mean, you guys are in the MLB level. That's insane. That's how so many kids dream of when they're growing up, and you guys are living that life.
Yeah.
It's just that good.
Yeah, it's
kind of surreal.
It's pretty special, man.
Yeah. All right, well, how would you compare that level of MLB talent? We mentioned these are the best players in the world. MLB talent to even, you know, the U of L talent, you know, you guys face down in college or even here at Jefferson.
I think the guys up, you know, in the big leagues are just more consistent, and they you know, it doesn't really the talent level throughout all the levels of the minor leagues is pretty stacked. You know, you get to once you get to AA, you see who you can, you know, stack up against, like Drew said. But it's just a matter of the big league level is who can do it day in and day out and be as consistent as possible.
Yeah, I feel like another big factor is just the confidence. The higher you get, the more you see guys walking around like they're supposed to be there. Those guys get after it. And, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome to think about that you guys came up from here. You know what I mean? This area, and you know, I'm one of the biggest U of L fans you'll ever find. I went to both your guys' games when you guys both played here. You know, and I remember one of my first baseball games was seeing you. You know, in that World Series run, it was just an amazing, you know, surreal experience as well. And it's just crazy to think about that. Even right now, I'm interviewing both of you. And it's just crazy to think about.
I mean, it's not even. I don't even think about it like I've had big moments here. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, sectional championships. I remember those. Like a few games at Louisville. I even had big moments in junior colleges. I mean, those don't go away. You know.
Yeah, I can only, begin to imagine what that feels like, but I'm sure the experience is amazing and surreal for you guys. And was U of L, you guys both attended there, was that always like your number one option? Did you always feel like there was better than somewhere else, or did you feel like you just had to be the hometown hero and just go over to the big leagues?
I think for me, U of L was always in the picture. Just being close to home, allowing my family to come watch. Just a great program that Coach Mack puts on, every year over there. I think the atmosphere and just the tradition of U of L baseball is really grown, and I'm very, very grateful to be a part of that.
Yeah, I mean, Drew was here a couple of years before me. I mean, I got to watch him play just like you did, and he's one of those guys that showed me that, hey, it's not crazy to think that a guy from this area can go to a school like that.
Yeah.
So even though it didn't work out for me when I was here, going to junior college, I knew that was probably the best route instead of just giving up and going somewhere real low. Just see where it played out at junior college, and it worked out for me.
Yeah, like you said, there's nothing wrong with that because look how it worked out for you. You're at the big leagues. You're one of the best players in the world.
Here you are. It's a great option for a lot of athletes.
And now, how did the JHS baseball program really shape your guys' game that you even use here at Jeffersonville?
I mean, we both grew up with Derek Ellis as our coach, so being around that guy.
Yeah, man.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, well, I appreciate both of you joining. Thank you very much. And
Absolutely.
you guys are free to head out whenever. Please enjoy the rest of the game. And once again, thank you guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And you heard it there first, ladies and gentlemen, live on 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville. Drew Campbell and Drew Ellis, two of the Jeffersonville greats and two of the U of L greats. Thank you to them both for joining us as we get ready to head into second half action for Jeffersonville versus Providence basketball. If you're just now joining, I'm Blake Beans, live on 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. The score 26-20 when you are entering the third quarter. The Red Devils have played quite well to begin this game. The Providence Pioneers, however, have responded just as well. And the Red Devils, they're going to come out with Brandon Razor Moore, Monty McGee, Kobe Sudemeyer, Will Lovings-Watts, and Brenton Moore. And for Providence, the lineup they are rolling out is going to end up being Tyler Simmons, Cade Carver, Max Beatty, Grant Williams, and throwing it in, that's going to be Casey Kalin as we get set for second half Red Devil basketball action live from 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville and Johnson Arena. Pioneers are going to throw it in here. Will Lovings-Watts is going to be the one to guard Kalin. Kalin's going to throw it in. Thought about Cade Carver, tried to get over half court quicker, but instead he's going to find Tyler Simmons. Picked up by Kobe Sudemeyer. Tyler Simmons, he's going to bounce it over to Cade Carver. Carver is going to get it over to Brenton Moore. Carver finds his man, Max Beatty. Beatty picked up by Razor Moore. And he finds his man, Kalin, down low. And they're going to call an offensive foul, and this Providence Pioneer crowd is not happy about that. They thought that was a for sure and one, but they're going to end up calling a charge against the Pioneers. And Jeffersonville gets a good early break and hopefully looks to put another basket up here on the scoreboard. Brenton Moore's going to be the one throwing it in. He's going to find his man, Kobe Sudemeyer. Sudemeyer looks to reset this Jeffersonville offense. Wouldn't be surprised to see people like Isaiah Florence and PJ Douglas getting in here early. Two hot start players. Here's Will Lovings-Watts. He's going to try to take it himself. It's up, and it is good. Will Lovings-Watts. I mentioned it before the break, and he is still doing it. He is feeling himself, ladies and gentlemen. He is on fire. I wouldn't be surprised to see a heat check sooner rather than later as he advances well into the double-digit side of the point column. Kobe Sudemeyer picks up Tyler Simmons. Simmons going to find Carver, and Carver loses the ball, picked off by Brenton Moore, and it's going to fall out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Pioneers. Max Beatty is going to be the one to inbound it here for Providence. Surprised they don't have him out there looking to score. Your score 28-20 for Jeffersonville. 7:15 to go in the third quarter. It's going to be Max Beatty. He's going to find his man Casey Kalin. Kalin thought about getting it to Carver and said he's going to get down low to Grant Williams. Put up quite a few points to begin this game, and Brandon Razor Moore almost gets that steal, but instead it's going to go fall out of bounds on Razor Moore. His brother Brenton tried to pick up those loose ends there, but it's going to go ahead and stay with the Pioneers. Throwing it in is Beatty. He's going to get it over to Casey Kalin. He finds Grant Williams. Grant Williams thought about driving in there and said he's going to go to Beatty in the other perimeter, and it is a walk called against Casey Kalin and the Providence Pioneers. 6:54 to go here in the third quarter. 28-20 Jeffersonville as they look to advance to double-digit lead. Taking it up is going to be Kobe Studemeyer. Studemeyer picked up at half court by Cade Carver, who's gotten little rest in this game. He's gotten to sit once or twice, but that has been for a very short amount of time. Studemeyer, is he going to take it himself? He will, just a little bit too short. Carver almost came up with that rebound. Instead, he is going to find Casey Kalen. Casey Kalen's going to find his man Carver once again. Carver crosses the half-court line. Picked up by Brenton Moore. He is going to find Tyler Simmons. Simmons finds Beatty. Beatty over to Casey Kalen. Picked up by Will Lovings-Watts. Studemeyer is going to be on the man Max Beatty now. Over to Grant Williams. Grant Williams finds Beatty. He almost traveled there. Got to be careful not to. Grant Williams up with the three. Monty McGee. Too heavy defense, though, as Will Lovings-Watts ends up with the loose ball. He's going to try to take it all the way. He almost posterizes another man. He did it last night at Floyd Central, but nothing there. And here comes Providence on the fast break. It is up and good off the backboard. Tyler Simmons for Providence cuts the lead to 6 points for Jeffersonville, and Will Lovings-Watts almost caught himself a body down in the post, but unable to finish that dunk. Here's Kobe Studemeyer. He's going to get a pick from Monty McGee. Is he going to find Brandon Razor Moore? He will not. He's going to get out to Will Lovings-Watts. He's going to find Razor Moore. Razor Moore is looking to take it himself. He's going to get it so close to being in. It just barely rims out. This Red Devil team barely hangs on to the 6-point lead. Down to Grant Williams. This Providence team misses the fast break opportunity. Now here comes Brandon Razor Moore in Jeffersonville looking to set up their own. Over to his brother Brenton. Brenton takes the mid-range shot. Up and no good. It looked good from here. He had the angle. He had the rotation. Just not able to fall as the Pioneers look to slow it down and reset this offense. As Sean Boyd gets ready to check in for the Red Devils. This goes over to Max Beatty. He's going to find his man Casey Kalen down in the paint. Brenton Moore with excellent defense there, tipped by Brandon Razor Moore in the passing lane, but it is going to be finding the hands of Tyler Simmons. Simmons over to Williams. Williams, he's going to find Casey Kalen. Beatty goes to Simmons, and Simmons going to take it himself. He will not. Instead, he's going to go to Cade Carver. Picked up by Monty McGee down to Razor Moore. This is Grant Williams. He's going to try to take it himself. He's going to get picked off by Brandon Razor Moore. Pioneers ended up with that ball, and it's going to be a foul called against Jeffersonville. It's against Studemeyer, and checking in for the Red Devils. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout here. It's going to be Jeffersonville head coach Andrew Grant's first timeout of the half. Your score, 28-22 with 4:39 to go here in the third quarter. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Blake Beams, and you're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville live from Johnson Arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana, as your Jeffersonville Red Devils take on the Providence Pioneers of Clarksville, Indiana. The Red Devils currently lead 6 with 4:39 to go here in the third quarter. See what the Red Devils want to roll out with here. Saw PJ Douglas is about to check in with Sean Boyd, so we'll see if they look to continue that. It looks like Kobe Studemeyer was going to check out as he picked up one of his first fouls of the game, trying to look and save and conserve his energy for later. He's had very little time to rest this game. He played nearly all the minutes last night at Floyd Central, which ended up being an unfortunate loss for Jeffersonville. He just couldn't hold on in the second half. Entered 25-19 and ended up walking away, losing by well over 20. Trying to rebound here at Jeffersonville, and checking in for the Red Devils is going to be Sean Boyd and PJ Douglas. Two freshmen coming in. Brenton Moore, the sophomore, in there as well with his brother Brandon Razor Moore and Will Lovings-Watts. That's the best thing about this Jeffersonville lineup. You've got a 2 senior, one sophomore, 2 freshmen. You've got more underclassmen than you do upperclassmen. That's a great thing to think about when you're thinking about the future of this Jeffersonville basketball program. Providence is going to end up with this ball here. It's going to get over quickly to Tyler Simmons. He's going to find Casey Kalen. Over on the other side of the perimeter is Grant Williams. Back over to Tyler Simmons. He's going to find his man Jaden Johnson, who just checked in for the Pioneers. Over to Casey Kalen. Kalen in the corner. He's going to find his man Grant Williams. He's going to look for the post. He's thinking about it. Fighting through the screen is Quinn Hess. He's going to try to get it. Nothing there. Brandon Razor Moore, excellent defense to keep that shot going in there. That was from Casey Kalen. So the score will remain 28-22, and here's Will Lovings-Watts in Jeffersonville taking it up. Picked up by Tyler Simmons. Will Lovings-Watts has been too hard to contain this game. He looks to take it in this time, and he's going to be fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2 on that shooting foul. 28-22, Red Devils is your score with 4:01 to go here in the third quarter. Will Lovings-Watts has been very close, getting 2 posterizers today. 2 of them have fallen short, however, especially earlier to begin this quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, You should have seen it. He went so high up in the air, his head almost hit the rim, and he came very close to ending that Providence Pioneers night as he gets this first free throw up and good to advance the lead 29-22 in favor of Jeffersonville. 4:01 to go here in the third quarter. Lineup's going to remain the same for Jeffersonville and the Pioneers as well. Will Lovings-Watts lining up for his second free throw of this visit. It is up and it is good to advance the Red Devil lead to a nice and crisp 8 points, 30-22. Red Devils is your score. 4:01 to go here in the third quarter. This is going to get over to Casey Kalen. Will Lovings-Watts picks him up. This is going to go over to Grant Williams. Grant Williams thought about it in the corner and said he's going to find Quentin Hess. He's going to go over to Jaden Johnson. He's going to find Simmons down into the post to Grant Williams. On the cut is Jaden Johnson. He's not going to find him, but instead Quentin Hess thought about the three. He's going to take it in himself. It is up and it is good off the backboard. 30-24. Red Devils is your score as the Providence Pioneers get one of their first baskets of the half. And Will Lovings-Watts is taking it up for the Red Devils. He is picked up by Quentin Hess. Over to Razor Moore, over to Douglas. He thought about the three. Then Sean Boyd almost lost it, but he regains that possession. Quentin Hess is on him. Over to Razor Moore at the logo. Picked up by P.J. Douglas. Douglas, is he going to try to put it in? Takes one step and finds Will out on the perimeter. And Will's thinking about the isolation. Said he's going to find Sean Boyd on top of the perimeter. Razor Moore's cutting in. Over to P.J. Douglas. He thought about the three. He gets it picked off nearly. He gets the ball back. Brandon Razor Moore, this Red Devils offense has got to reset. Slow it down. You're up 6. You've got time to spare. And Razor Moore, oh, goodness gracious, the charging foul. There was a lot of contact there on both ends. Those feet were just set by Grant Williams, and the Red Devils are heading down to that defensive side to keep this Providence Pioneers team from scoring any more that they need to. This is going to go over to Tyler Simmons. He's picked up by Sean Boyd. Sean Boyd loses his man for a moment, but gets right back into position. There's going to be a foul there, but a shot waved off. This time Jaden Johnson was the one who drew that foul. We're going to see who this is called against for Jeffersonville. Brenton Moore, what's going to be. It's his second personal. Throwing it in for the Providence Pioneers. It's up. And it is just rimmed out by Quentin Hess. That three was no good. It's going to fall out of bounds in favor of the Red Devils with 2:39 to go here in the third quarter. Your Red Devils are up 6 as they look to push this lead and end up on the offensive end. Kobe Studemeyer, he's taking it up. Back over to Brenton Moore. That two-man set up the half court has been working quite well for Andrew Grant. Over to Will Lovings-Watts. This Providence Pioneers crowd is yelling for the double, and it ends up working as Watts turns it over. Taking it up for the Pioneers is going to be Tyler Simmons. He's going to get it over. There's going to be foul called against Will Lovings-Watts. They thought he reached in. They're going to call that as well. Cade Carver gets ready to check in momentarily for the Providence Pioneers. That's Will Lovings-Watts' second personal. Coming in for Caden Carver is Tyler Simmons. It's going to get into Quentin Hess for the Pioneers. He is picked up by Kobe Studemeyer. This is going to go over to Cade Carver. Carver picked up quickly by Brenton Moore. Brenton Moore uses that very lengthy wingspan to be an excellent defender. He's done it so far through this season, and especially this game. This one's down to Grant Williams. P.J. Douglas, great defense. He's going to find his man, Casey Kalen. He's going to try to take it in. He's going to get the and one opportunity, and another foul called against Will Lovings-Watts. Already his third of the quarter and his third personal. And heading to the line is going to be Casey Kalen as he gets that and one opportunity. Checking in for your Red Devils, Monty McGee, Brandon Razor Moore for Will Lovings-Watts and P.J. Douglas. Looking to preserve those two for later in the game, especially Watts, who just drew those fouls. Grant Seabold is going to be checking in as well for Grant Williams. Casey Kalen's going to be the one to take these free throws here. He has a chance to convert this and one opportunity. It's up, and it is good for the first and one conversion of the game for the Pioneers. 30-27, Jeffersonville is your scorer. Looking to get their third win of the season and looking to move this Providence Pioneers team down 8-4. Here's Sean Boyd. He's going to get over to Brandon Razor Moore. Razor Moore, he's going to find his brother Brenton on the other side of the perimeter. Here's Monty McGee, gets the screen. He rolled himself, and it was a legal moving screen. And the Providence Pioneers gained the possession back. A tough break there for Jeffersonville as Monty McGee just couldn't quite set his feet. It looks like there's going to be a timeout called here. And your score, if you're just now joining, 30-27 Jeffersonville as they take on the Providence Pioneers of Clarksville. You're listening to 98.5 WJHILP Jeffersonville live from Johnson Arena. I'm Blake Beams, and if you're just now tuning in, as I just mentioned the score, 30-27, minute 44 to go in the third. Red Devils have looked very well in the first half, but the second half, not so much. They've managed to put up a little points. They started off the second half good, but then it just kind of fell apart from there as Will Lovings-Watts picked up quick 3 fouls. Looked like Lamonte McGee did last night in the first half, which halted him on the bench for quite a bit last night. Managed to tone it down a bit today. And he's going out on the court right now, so I'm sure the foul problems aren't going to stick. And for the Red Devils, this line is going to be Sean Boyd, Monty McGee, Kobe Studemeyer, Brenton Moore, and his brother, Brandon Razor Moore. And for the Pioneers, it's going to be Quentin Hess, Cade Carver, Jaden Johnson, Grant Seabold, and taking it up, Casey Kalen. Kalen's picked up full court by Brandon Razor Moore. He's got a rush to catch up there, but he is going to find him. It's going to be a timeout called against the Pioneers. Very smart move there by head coach Ryan Miller, as there was going to be a jump ball in favor of the Red Devils. Very, very, very smart there by the Providence head coach Ryan Miller. And the Red Devils, they looked to convert some on another fast break there, but, just couldn't get that ball going because, as I mentioned, that timeout. Ryan Miller, head coach, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he was able to take it in favor of Providence, and they're going to keep the ball. Minute 35 to go here in the third quarter, 30-27 in favor of Jeffersonville. Red Devils have put up 6 fouls. 7 fouls have gone against the Pioneers. Your new lineup for the Red Devils, Brandon Razor Moore, Brent Moore, both singing, Kobe Studemeyer and Sean Boyd as well. But now coming in is the freshman Rajon Laird, the multi-sport athlete, looking to be one of the future football wide receiver stars as well. He is quite the player himself on both the football field and the court. Had a nice jump shot last night to go down against Floyd Central as he picks up Grant Seabold. And the Providence Pioneers are off as Cade Carver looks to set up this Pioneer offense. He's going to find Casey Kalen. Trying to make room is going to be Jaden Johnson. He's not going to lose his man, however. Grant Seabold, he's going to go over to Cade Carver. Cade Carver's going to pick up the screen. He will not. Instead, he is going to try to find his man down low. Instead, Cade Carver's going to get this ball back over to Grant Seabold. He's going to find Jaden Johnson. Jaden Johnson looking to take it in, but Sean Boyd with the excellent half-court defense by the freshman. Here's Brent Moore, right, followed by his brother Brandon Razor Moore, 2 excellent defenders themselves. And Cade Carver's going to be the one to take it here. It's up, and it is no good off the backboard. This one rebounded, put up by Casey Kalen in the and one opportunity for the Providence Pioneers as they look to tie this game 30-all. The score is 30-29 now in favor of Jeffersonville, but there's a chance to tie here from the Pioneers as Casey Kalen just has to get this and one opportunity to go. So he lines up for the free throw here. Thinks about it, it's up, and it is good to tie it 30-all. And for the first non-Jeffersonville lead in a few minutes. And coming in for Casey Kalen and the Pioneers is going to be something that the Red Devils do not want to see. Max Beatty, who put his scoring numbers up in that first half. But the Red Devils got to focus on this offensive end right now. Here's Kobe Studemeyer. And this is going to be a turnover against Studemeyer in Jeffersonville. And here comes the Pioneers, has the chance to take their first lead of the second half. 34.7 to go here in the second half, in the third quarter. 30-all, your score from Johnson Arena. Taking it up is Max Beatty, picked up by Brandon Razor Moore. He's going to go over to Jaden Johnson. Jaden Johnson, he's going to find Cade Carver. Cade Carver's picked up by Brent Moore. 22 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Are they going to hold for the last shot? I guess we'll see. They hit that buzzer-beating first quarter end earlier. Cade Carver's the one to set up this offense from the logo here. Coming off the screen is Max Beatty. He thought about the 3-0 there. Brenton Moore, he picks him up. Rajon Laird picks up Grant Seabold. Is he going to force the shot up? He will not. He's going to find Quentin Hess. Quentin Hess going to drive and take it himself. It's up and no good. And Sean Boyd just fouled his man under the basket. And Providence is going to go to the line with 0 seconds left on the clock for the third quarter. Yes, he is. That's going to be Jaden Johnson going to the line for the Providence Pioneers. A very tough break for Jeffersonville, and they played way too physical down low in the post to keep from that last shot to going in. So here's Jaden Johnson for the Pioneers lining up for the lead. First free throw is up. It is no good off back iron. The score remains 30-all. He's all alone at that free throw line. Nobody there. He is certainly feeling the pressure right now. He lines up for the second. It is up, and it is good for the Providence lead. 31-30. Pioneers is your score exiting the third quarter and entering the fourth. And if you're just now joining, I'm Blake Beams, and you are listening live to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, live from Johnson Arena, Jeffersonville, Indiana. 31-30, Pioneers is your score. The Red Devils held the lead for the entirety of the second half, quite literally the entirety of the third quarter, because that foul wasn't called there until there was 0 seconds left on the shot clock. Just way too much physicality down there from the freshman Sean Boyd, and Jaden Johnson ended up drawing to the line and missed the first free throw but made the second. That's all you got to do, and that's going to send the Pioneers with the lead in Jeffersonville. They're going to get the ball to start this quarter and hopefully to close out this game on top. This Red Devil crowd, it certainly needs to get on their feet, because this Red Devil team certainly needs it right now. Down one, they did not have a thrilling third quarter. Their entire first half was quite good. End of that third quarter was very sloppy play and very rough down in the paint, especially. Coming out for Jeffersonville is going to be nearly the same lineup. Will Levings-Watts, Ray-Jean Laird, Brenton Moore, Brandon Razor-Moore, and Kobe Studemeyer. For Providence, it's going to be Grant Siebold, Quentin Hess, Max Beatty, Quentin Hess, and Jaden Johnson, the one who took the lead for the Pioneers. And throwing it in is Brenton Moore into Kobe Studemeyer as we get set for the last quarter of action from Johnson Arena. Here is Will Levings-Watts, picked up by Grant Siebold. It looks like Grant Siebold is going to get called for a blocking foul, I believe. Regardless, throwing it in is Brandon Razor-Moore. 7:50 to go here in the final quarter of the game. 31-30. Providence Pioneers is your score. Razor-Moore is going to find his man in the corner. It's up and no good from Kobe Studemeyer. Rebounded by Jaden Johnson. He's going to go over to Cade Carver for the Pioneers. Carver is going to dump it off to Quentin Hess. Quentin Hess is going to find Max Beatty. Beatty over to Carver, picked up by Studemeyer at half court. Over to Max Beatty. Beatty picked up by Brandon Razor-Moore. Ray-Jean Laird picks up Grant Siebold. Hasn't gotten a bucket this game, but he has made his presence shown down low, especially in the defensive side. Over to Jaden Johnson. Who's he looking for? He's going to look for his man, Quentin Hess. Quentin Hess is going to find Cade Carver. Cade Carver's heavily picked up by Kobe Studemeyer. He's going to find his man in the corner. Quentin Hess thought about that three. Said he's going to find Max Beatty. He's picked up by Brandon Razor-Moore. Studemeyer, he's lining up at the half-court line to pick up Cade Carver. Carver, he's going to go over to Jaden Johnson. They've held this ball for a while now. See what they're attempting to go here. Taking it in. And a travel is going to be called against Quentin Hess and the Pioneers. And I'm sure he was expecting a reach-in foul there, but nothing there. And Jeffersonville gets their first opportunity to take the lead in this quarter. Brent Moore's going to throw it in for the Red Devils. His referee is having a talk here with a few of the players. Team's getting a breather, looking to sort things out. Brent Moore is going to throw it in to Kobe Studemeyer. His brother, Brandon Razor-Moore, Ray-Jean Laird, and Will Levings-Watts are all out there down in the post. Kobe Studemeyer over to Brenton Moore. Brenton Moore is going to try to find his brother in the corner. Instead, he bounces it down to Will Levings-Watts. Grant Siebold ends up with the steal, however, and he's going to get over to Jaden Johnson. He can find Max Beatty for three. It's just short after a very deep range three. Rebounded. It's up and good from Quentin Hess to give the Pioneers a three-point advantage with 6:27 to go here in the third quarter. Kobe Studemeyer, he's going to go over to Will Levings-Watts. He's going to find Brandon Razor-Moore. He's going to find Brenton Moore. Thinking about finding Ray-Jean Laird down there. Instead, he's going to get it over to Kobe Studemeyer. Studemeyer quickly picked up by Quentin Hess. Red Devils slowing it down here as they should. Get the ball rolling, hopefully get a three up and tie this ball game. Excellent defense by Jaden Johnson, not letting his man Studemeyer go anywhere. The screen from Laird. The switch, Carver gets on to Studemeyer. He's going to find Razor-Moore. Razor-Moore thought about the three. Is he going to take it himself? He will. It's up and it's good off the backboard to cut the deficit to one in favor of the Pioneers. 33-32. Providence is your score. 5:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. And we are getting into crunch time, ladies and gentlemen, into Southern Indiana basketball. And Max Beatty, he gets over to Grant Seabolt. Seabolt is going to go over to Quentin Hess. Hess is looking for that paint, nothing there. Seabolt thought about the three and said he's going to find Beatty down to the post. Cade Carver, is he going to try to take it himself? He lines up against Brenton Moore, nothing there. Out to Seabolt, and Seabolt banks in the three for his first bucket on the first attempt of the game for a 36-32 two-possession lead for the Providence Pioneers. Here's Kobe Studemeyer taking it up for the Jeffersonville Red Devils over to Brenton Moore. Brenton Moore is picked up heavily by Quentin Hess. Back over to Studemeyer. Studemeyer on Seabolt's on him. He creates space. Studemeyer is taking it himself. They're going to call the charge. They will not. There's going to be a shot waved off. A blocking foul called against Cade Carver. Fortunate break there for Jeffersonville, as they're sure they would have loved that shot to count from Studemeyer, but nothing there. And checking in for Rajon Lair is going to be Monty McGee. For Providence coming in, that's going to be Grant Williams, Tyler Simmons, and Casey Kalin. Coming in for Grant Seabold, Jaden Johnson, and Quentin Hess, who have all provided pivotal roles off the bench. But Jeffersonville quickly gets us into Monty McGee. He's going to go over to Brandon Razor Moore, back over to Studemeyer. Brenton Moore, is he thinking about cutting in? He will. Will Livings-Watts thought about the three this time. Screen from Brenton Moore. And here's Livings-Watts. He's picked up heavily by Casey Kalin on the spin move. He's going to take it himself. Foul up and no good on the and one attempt. So Will Livings-Watts is going to go to the line to two and try to convert this to a one-possession game. Looking to cut this to a 36-34 point advantage for the Providence Pioneers. Lining up is Will Livings-Watts. He's hit a few this game. It's up, and it is good. A picture-perfect free throw from the Drake commit. 36-33. 4:42 to go is now your score. As Livings-Watts lines up for the second free throw, Monty McGee and Kobe Studemeyer in position to get that rebound if need be. It's up, and it is good from Will Livings-Watts. Cut this deficit 36-34. Favor of the Pioneers. Now the Jeffersonville Red Devils need a stop here. Even a two-pointer is going to control this back to a two-possession game. And a very smart timeout there from Max Beatty as he lost the ball, dove after it, nearly went out of bounds, and nearly jump ball called. A very high IQ move to call that timeout for Providence. And your score, 36-34, favor of the Pioneers, and it's coming down to the wire. If you're just now joining, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Blake Beams. You're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network, live from Johnson Arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana, as your Jeffersonville Red Devils take on the Providence Pioneers out of Clarksville. Not necessarily a rivalry game, but everybody in Southern Indiana loves when these two play off against each other. It's always a treat, even as we've seen today. In Providence, they're 8-3 entering tonight's matchup, looking to advance to 9-3. Red Devils looking to stop that from happening. They only have 2 wins in the season so far. Came close after that first half against Floyd Central last night, but ended up falling quite a bit in that second half. In Jeffersonville, that would have propelled them to their third win. They couldn't get it, so now they're looking for this third victory of the season. They're only down 2. They've led most of the way. They led pretty much the entirety of that first half and a lot of the third quarter as well. Then it just ended up kind of falling apart in favor of the Pioneers. Regardless, this Red Devils team has played pretty great tonight, and they're going to roll with one of their top lineups. In fact, their starting lineup is going to be the one to come out. Studemeyer, both Moore brothers, Brenton and Razor, as long as with Monty McGee and Will Livings-Watts to fill out the post. And for the Pioneers, it's going to be Cade Carver, Tyler Simmons throwing in Max Beatty. Casey Kalin's out there as well. And down in the post, it's going to be Grant Williams, who started off hot but couldn't really get a shot up in this second half. And taking it up is going to be Cade Carver as the Providence Pioneer offense looks to reset and get some buckets up on the board. Down into the post is Grant Williams. A beautiful post move down there. Established his dominance and put it up over Razor Moore. And it was up and good with 4:15 to go here in the final quarter of play. 38-34. Providence is their score. Max Beatty comes up with the ball. He's going to go over to Cade Carver on the Jeffersonville turnover. Carver takes it over a half court. Carver's going to find Beatty. Beatty back down into the post. It's going to be Cade Carver. He's picked up by Brenton Moore. Well, Carver looked to do a turnaround jumper. He thought about it. Instead, he's going to get out to Grant Williams on the perimeter. Over to Max Beatty. Well over to Casey Kalin. And here comes this Pioneers offense resetting. Casey Kalen was open in the corner for a three. They didn't find him, however. Max Beatty, he's the leading scorer for this Providence team. Here's Cade Carver. He's going to get it over to Casey Kalen. He thought about the shot. Thought he also got fouled there. Nothing there. Cade Carver, he regains that ball. It's over to Max Beatty for the Pioneers. Excellent offense there. This three is up, and this three is down from Grant Williams. An excellent shot there from the senior. I just mentioned how he wasn't doing much in the second half, but that was certainly an exclamation point onto that statement. And here's Brandon Razor Moore off Will Loving-Watt's dish. It's going to go to his brother Brenton. Razor Moore's resetting the offense. Get over Kobe Stoudemire. There's a mismatch, and Stoudemire with a miscommunication with Brenton Moore, and another Jeffersonville turnover as the Pioneers end up with this ball, and Tyler Simmons is taking it up. Kobe Stoudemire, he's heavily guarding his man, and there's a reach-in foul against Stoudemire. Can't be that physical, especially that close. That one's going to be charged for Max Beatty and charged against Kobe Stoudemire. 2:49 to go in the final quarter of play. 41-34, favor of Providence. Heading to the line is Max Beatty of Providence. Beatty lines up for his first free throw. It is up, and it is no good. Too strong, and Jeffersonville couldn't get the offensive rebound. You get those one-on-one opportunities, you got to get the rebound if they don't make that free throw. But here they are on the fast break. Brenton Moore, he's going to put it up, and he is fouled that time by Grant Williams. Had that dagger of a three, but then ends up fouling one of the best free throw shooters in all Southern Indiana there. And Brenton Moore, as Moore heads to the free throw line here to cut this deficit to a 5-point lead in favor of the Pioneers. 2:40 to go here in the final quarter of play. Brenton Moore is lining up for his free throw. It is up, and it is down to make it 41-35 in favor of Jeffersonville. Checking in for Monty McGee and the Red Devils is going to be Isaiah Florence. Hasn't gotten any minutes since the first half, but he made his mark in the first half. I'll tell you what, he had a picture-perfect mid-range shot earlier in the game. Brenton Moore gets the second free throw up. It is just barely rims out. Jeffersonville fighting for that rebound. It's going to go out of bounds instead, and it's going to go in favor of the Red Devils, and they get an even better opportunity here. They could even cut this to a one-possession game if they get a three up and good, but throwing it in is going to be one of the best shooters, Brandon Razor Moore. He's going to get it to his brother Brenton. He finds Stoudemire. He's going to pull the three. It's up, and it is just short, but Razor Moore with the rebound and puts it up off the backboard. An excellent put back from Brandon Razor Moore. Excellent rebound, an amazing putback. That's all you want to see there from that Red Devil post. And here's Providence. They're all the way down on the fast break, and it's put up and in by Grant Williams with no Red Devil defender in sight. And the Red Devils have got to respond quickly. Only got 2 minutes to go here in the final quarter of play. You're down 6. Will Loving-Watts is taking it himself. Doesn't travel that pivot foot. He puts it up. It's no good. Just took the unfortunate bounce. Isaiah Florence takes a tumble. And the passing lane interrupted by Brenton Moore, and Brenton Moore is not going to end up with that ball. It's going to be out of bounds, and Jeffersonville is going to lose that possession going towards the Providence Pioneers. Not looking ideal for the Red Devils here. They've got to finish eventually. And this one's thrown away by Providence, and I just mentioned how Jeffersonville's got to finish. Well, for Providence, you've got to hold on to the ball. That was a terrible turnover there. Just threw that out of bounds, and if the Red Devils can capitalize off that, they really do got a shot at winning this game. If you get a chance to cut this to a one-possession game right now, you're all in for it as Michael Cooper, the freshman, checks in for Isaiah Florence. Throwing it in for the Red Devils is going to be Brenton Moore. Your score, 43-37 in favor of the Providence Pioneers. A minute 56 to go here in the final quarter of play. You are in for a barn burner, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Brandon Razor Moore. He finds Kobe Stoudemire. Is he going to try to take it himself in the post? He was, but he's going to get fouled instead this time against Casey Kalen. And Kobe Stoudemire is going to go to the line for the one-and-one opportunity. Now the Red Devils need to convert these free throws here. They can cut this to a 4-point advantage for the Pioneers. Checking in for Michael Cooper is Isaiah Florence. Just a little switch as they just did. Checking in for the Pioneers, that's going to be Jaden Johnson, and Tyler Simmons is coming out. Here's Stoudemire in for the one-on-one opportunity. This first one is up. This first one is good. 43-38. Providence with the lead. Stoudemire has the chance to cut this to a 4-point advantage. Minute 45 to go in the final quarter of play. Stoudemire lines up. It's up. It is just short for a 5-point advantage to remain for the Pioneers, and the Jeffersonville Red Devils have got to move past that and focus on this defense. And down comes Grant Williams. He was a bit of a cherry picking there, and it ends up paying the price as he's going to lose that ball down low, and the Red Devils are going to gain possession back. It looks like Michael Cooper may be coming in for the Red Devils, but instead there's just going to be a timeout called here against Jeffersonville. That might be one of the last of the games we've seen. And ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I've been Blake Beams, and you've been tuned in to one of the best games this Red Devils team has played all season. Had an excellent first half. The second half, they have not played to the best of their ability. Ended up choking that first half lead that they came in with, but they managed to stay in. Only down 5, 43-38 is the score in favor of the Pioneers. At least this isn't a blowout like it was last night at Floyd Central. The Red Devils went into halftime with a 6-point advantage and ended up only putting 9 points on the board for the second half and ended up losing that game. These huddles begin to break here. Jeffersonville, I'm sure Coach Andrew Grant is telling his boys what to do on defense, and especially what to do to stop that cherry-picking offense of Providence, who just managed to get all the way down there with zero resistance whenever there's a fast break opportunity. Checking in for the Pioneers, this is going to be Grant Williams, Casey Kalin, Cade Carver, Jaden Johnson, and Max Beatty in the same lineup for the Red Devils. The exception of Michael Cooper in for Isaiah Florence. Here's Will Lovings-Watts for Jeffersonville. He thought about taking himself out to Stoudemire in the corner. It's up, and it is good. It eventually rims in as Johnson Arena erupts here, as the Red Devils are well back into this game, and Kobe Stoudemire is finding his groove as this Red Devil superstar point guard. And a blocking foul called there against Jeffersonville. Just too physical there, and the Providence Pioneers are going to head to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. And if all is true, that ball doesn't lie, then Jeffersonville should be safe here. 43-41 Pioneers, their score. Heading to the line is going to be Cade Carver on the 1-and-1 opportunity. That's Jeffersonville's 10th foul, so it looks like he's actually going to go ahead there and shoot two. First one is up. First one is off the back iron. And I'm sure this Jeffersonville team is murmuring to itself, ball doesn't lie. With a minute 07 to go in the final quarter of play. 41-43 Pioneers is the score. Cade Carver at the line. Lining up for a second free throw. It's up. It is good for a 3-point advantage for the Pioneers. And I'm sure Jeffersonville would have loved to keep that at just one. But regardless, they have got to put the ball in the basket here, especially a 3-pointer, which would tie this game. Here comes Will Lovings-Watts. He's going to be the one to take it up for Jeffersonville. He's going to give it off to Kobe Stoudemire. We're entering under a minute of play, ladies and gentlemen. Stoudemire takes it off, has he stepped back, almost thought about the three. Instead, gets it to Brandon Razor-Moore. Razor-Moore, checked up by Beatty. Back out to Stoudemire, same spot. It is up and no good. He couldn't quite get the rotation. Here comes the Pioneers on the fast break. And Brent Moore attempted that steal there, but instead it's going to be a foul. And already the double bonus for the Pioneers. And there's an opportunity here for them to get up quite a bit from the free throw line. Going to the line is Tyler Simmons. That foul called against Brenton Moore and the Red Devils. Tyler Simmons needs to hit these here if he wants to secure this win for the Pioneers. Here he is. It's up. It is just in. We thought it was short. Just barely rimmed in with 46.8 seconds to go in the final quarter of play. Your score is 45-41. Providence Pioneers with the lead, as Tyler Simmons lines up for the second free throw here to advance us to a 5-point lead. It's up, and it is no good off back iron. Too strong. Here comes Jeffersonville. Brandon Razor-Moore. He gets it over to Will Lovings-Watts. Crosses half court. They need a quick bucket. He's going to cross over. Tries to take it in himself. Will Lovings-Watts off the backboard. It's good. And a timeout called by Coach Andrew Grant and the Jeffersonville Red Devils. That's Will Lovings-Watts. Puts this Red Devil team right back into the driver's seat. Only down 2 against this Providence lineup. And Jeffersonville, ladies and gentlemen, has certainly arrived in Johnson Arena. You're just now joining. You're listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. You are tuned in for quite the matchup as your Red Devils are taking on the Providence Pioneers live from Johnson Arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana. 37.7 seconds to go in the final quarter of play. Your Red Devils are short. 45-43 Pioneers are the score. Pioneers are in the double bonus. Red Devils are in the 1-and-1 bonus. And they did end up just scoring off the Will Lovings-Watts floater. And they are looking to get a tight defensive possession. Obviously no shot clock here in Indiana high school basketball. So we'll see if they want to foul. Brent Moore was the one that volunteered to take that foul earlier. Sent them to the line, and they only got one to fall. If they do look to foul, Jeffersonville is going to sure hope to end up with that same result, if not too strong. Red Devils are going to roll with the same lineup, except Isaiah Florence is going to be the one checking in for Michael Cooper. And for the Pioneers, this is going to be Tyler Simmons, Cade Carver, Max Beatty. Down there on the other side already is Grant Williams, and Jaden Johnson is down here as well. Max Beatty's the one taking it up. Williams is going to try to foul. He looked at it, didn't quite get it. And there's going to be the foul called against Jeffersonville. 30.3 to go in the fourth quarter. Pioneers going to the line for 2. That was against Will Lovings-Watts, and this is where you wish this Red Devils team had not already committed 10 fouls this half, as there would only been a 1-and-1 opportunity. But Cade Carver is going to go to the line for 2 regardless. He is lining up for his first. Cade Carver puts it up, and it just rims in. They thought it was too short, but he ends up getting that to go. That was the second that people thought was too short and ended up rolling in. Michael Cooper checks in for Isaiah Florence for Jeffersonville. Here's Cade Carver looking to advance this to a 2-possession lead. It's up. It is no good. Will Lovings-Watts has the rebound. 30 seconds to go. Ladies and gentlemen, 40 seconds. And a very, very smart foul there from Jaden Johnson and the Pioneers, making sure this Red Devil team cannot tie it up. Oh, what are they going to call? I'm not sure what they're saying. Are they going to call a technical or a flagrant? I'm not sure. They're going to call flagrant foul. Who are they calling that against? Will Lovings-Watts is going to the line for 2 and possession. This is unbelievable. I didn't see anything there, but the Red Devils have the chance as Will Lovings-Watts puts it up, and it's good. 46-44. Pioneers as Jeffersonville looks to cut it down to 1 and get the possession back. Checking in for the Pioneers for Jaden Johnson, it's going to be Quentin Hess. And that was a flagrant foul earlier. I'm not sure who they called that against, but it will surely cost the Pioneers in this game if Will Lovings-Watts gets this to fall. He lines up. It's good for the second free throw, and the Red Devils cut it to 1 and regain possession with 26 seconds to go. And now the Pioneers have no good options. If they foul, the Jeffersonville has the opportunity to score 2 and take the lead. So instead, head coach Ryan Miller decides to talk it over as he calls a timeout. And ladies and gentlemen, you are listening live to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. Your Red Devils are down 46-45 favor of the Providence Pioneers. I'm Blake Beams, and if you've been listening or if you're just joining, you are in for one of the best games this Red Devil team has saw all season. Only a 1-point game. They had the lead going into halftime. They let it slip away, but then they managed to come back all the way in the second half. And Will Lovings-Watts with the most clutch play of the season so far as he went to the line for 2. And the Red Devils are gaining possession back with 26 seconds to go in the final quarter. Off a flagrant foul from the Pioneers. And the Red Devils are going to roll with the same lineup. I'm sure they'll be looking for either Will Lovings-Watts or Kobe Studemeyer. Brenton Moore and his brother Razor Moore out there as well. Now here are the Red Devils. They go to the line. They have a 1-and-1 opportunity to take the lead. They get a shot off. They have a chance to either make the lead 1 or 2. And here goes Brenton Moore. He gets it in to Kobe Studemeyer. He almost goes backcourt. Barely saves it. The Providence team does not agree. Here's Studemeyer picked up by Cade Carver. 20 seconds to go. Cade Carver, he's going to find Will Lovings-Watts, so they save him for the last shot. Will Lovings-Watts is going to take it himself. It's up. It is no good. A little bit too much hero ball. The rebound. It ends up in Brenton Moore's hands. Out to his brother Razor Moore. Razor Moore puts it up. Saved by Brenton Moore. Is going to go out of bounds. It is out of bounds. Jeffersonville loses the ball with 1.7 seconds to go in the final quarter of play. Down 1. Providence is about to walk away from Johnson Arena with the victory. The Red Devils need a steal and a quick score here. Max Beatty, he's thrown in. Heavy defense by the Red Devils. It's all the way up. And that'll do it. The Providence Pioneers walk out of Johnson Arena with the heartbreaker for Jeffersonville, as the Providence Pioneers end up winning tonight's matchup 48-45. What a game you were just tuned into, ladies and gentlemen. It was back and forth all the way to the end. The Red Devils had that first half lead, and they unfortunately make it 2 in a row. They fall short. Lost to Floyd Central last night, end up losing to Providence tonight. Unfortunate loss there for the Red Devils, but they need to rebound in their next few matchups. And if you were listening or if you're just now tuning in, your final score live from Johnson Arena was 48-45 with the Providence Pioneers walking out of Johnson Arena with the victory. You are listening to 98.5 WJHI LP Jeffersonville, your home of the Red Devil Network. I've been Blake Beams, and thank you for listening.